Elle, how are you today?
Hi, Holly. I'm okay, more or less. Unfortunately, I couldn't get up for a previous lesson. So,
Oh, okay. Did you hear some of it though at the end?
sorry?
Did you turn on did you were you one of the people that watched the lesson? No, okay.
Not. No.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
so
First, I always have breakfast uh, after waking up.
uh-huh. Yeah, so it's very important to do that. Um I it, for me, I prefer to eat about an hour or 2 hours after I wake up.
Mhm.
It seems like if I wake up and immediately eat something,
Mhm.
um, then I'm hungry all day. So it's weird that way. So anyway, yeah. So
Yeah,
this,
tell the truth, I prefer eating in the morning rather than in the afternoon and in the
mhm,
evening. It is not healthy, and I would like to take care of my weight and bodies.
mhm, yeah. All right. And here's Moham again. Tell me, did you get that picture off the internet, Moham, or is that like you in a cartoon form?
Yeah, I used an app that's called Bitstrips.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that. And
Yeah,
I've used Bitstrips before actually. I made some English material for that with
really,
Bitstrips.
have you? When, what did you, what did you create with it?
It was for a company. It was a project that they were going to set up online courses in China, and so they bought some material from me, and I think I did I can't remember. It was a cartoon, and I also put audio in it as well, but I can't remember. It was, I think, on choosing a university, or it was on environmental issues because I did 2 units for that project before they folded. They went out of business. So
Okay.
yeah, so they paid me for one and they didn't pay me for the second one, but I can't remember which one it was.
By
So
the way, Bitstrips is a great app. It has many you can create after making an avatar. You can create many memes that contains different situations. If your friends have
mhm,
an avatar on memes on Bitstrips, they can you can make a shared situation
mhm,
or a joke, or yeah,
yeah.
it's funny, kind of
I
funny.
I remember going to a conference on English teaching in Poland, and that was actually what they talked about was Bitstrips. Was one of the classes I went to. It was really interesting. So, hi Akos, welcome to Verbling.
Hi, thank you.
And so, where are you from, Akos?
I'm from Hungary.
Hungary. All right, Cornell. You're
I
not
see you from
alone.
Hungary too.
So,
Yes,
Cornell.
hi, Akos.
Hi.
Yeah, and Akos, I need to show you this picture because I'm pretty sure you will know what it is. Bear with me. This is what I did the first time I met Cornell too. Um, do you recognize that?
This is you with your dog?
Yeah. Do you know? But do you recognize the breed?
No.
No. Okay. It's a Hungarian breed. It's called a Pumi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. But there's only there oh there's only he was actually born in Hungary. He went to Finland where I got him. There's only 250 right now, or not even that much, about 200 in the U.S. right now. Um, and we have about 2,000 in Scandinavia, and all the rest of them are located in your country. So,
Mhm.
so, but you're not a dog person, so right?
I love dogs. I love animals.
Oh, do you? Okay, but you're not familiar with this breed.
No.
Okay. No worries. Not at all. So, but he is Hungarian. He was born there, so.
Okay.
But I don't think he knows any Hungarian. So, anyway, this class will be on. What we're going to do is go through and talk about different countries. We will look at some flags. It should be fun there, and then we will also look at some idioms, and then we will do more or less what we call a guided free discussion. So first of all, these are different countries' flags. Can you guys identify them? So what do you guys think? Can you identify them? So the first flag.
That's kind
Canada. Canada.
Yeah,
Canada.
Canada.
Has anybody here been to Canada? So I take it because from the silence, no one has traveled there.
we wish.
And then this, okay, so this is Canada. Anybody? What is this one?
Mexico.
Mexico, yes. So Canada, Mexico, and then this one, of course, is
Britain.
Britain. Okay, the
Great
UK,
Britain.
the
UK.
UK, the UK, and then what is this flag?
Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Okay, and then this flag,
Germany.
Germany, and then this flag,
Japan.
South Korea.
South Korea. Yep. And this class, this one,
Finland.
Finland.
Yeah.
Yes. And then this one,
Sweden.
and this one,
Latvia or Estonia.
Estonia.
it's Estonia. Yeah. This one's Estonia, and then this one is
It's a new one. I've never seen it. It's like Ghana, maybe.
no.
Holly, is it Baltic flag?
It's a Baltic flag. Yes.
Latvia.
It is Latvia, yeah. And then, any idea what this one is?
Portugal.
Portugal, yes. And then the next one,
France.
France.
France, okay. And then
Ireland.
Ireland, yes. And then
Italy.
Italy, and then
Colombia.
Colombia,
Poland.
Poland, and
Austria.
Austria. Okay. These are all the countries I've traveled to. And when I decided to do a flag one, I was like, okay, what countries will I do? And I decided to do just all the ones I've personally traveled to. So, and this is actually the order in which I traveled to it as well. So, anyway, have you guys been to these countries? Which of these countries have you traveled to, Akos?
I've been to England, and to Austria.
Austria. Okay, awesome. And what did you like about those countries?
Well, I actually went there to work. I worked in England for 2 years. Then I just came back last week from Austria. I worked there for a month. What?
Okay. How long?
2 years for England, and 1 month Austria.
Just 1 month in Austria. Okay.
Yeah,
So it was more like more like a long vacation, right?
Yeah.
So, right, Alexander, you have traveled very little, right?
I wasn't in different country.
Yeah, not yet. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
not yet.
And Cornell, have you been to any of these countries?
Yeah, I have been in North Island. It is UK and in Sweden and Austria.
In Austria. Okay. And what
Yeah.
did you think of those countries?
I visited my friend in Belfast, and when I was younger, I was in Austria,
Mhm.
and I was on business trip in Sweden
Mhm.
4 or 5 times. I don't
Mhm.
know punctually.
Mhm. Okay. All right. And did you like the countries?
Yes, my favorite one is Sweden and the Scandinavian countries.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Moham, how about you? Have you been to any of these countries?
No, not.
Not yet.
But I
Okay.
think if but I think if I am going to travel, I'll travel to uh, I'll travel to Germany and England and maybe Estonia, because I've heard about a lot about it, but I have never like I have no idea about I like I have heard that it's great a place to be there, but I have never, and it's like a self-governed island, I guess, and
Who is
uh,
who? Estonia?
yeah, I'm not sure because I
No, it's actually one of the former Soviet republics.
oh, okay, okay, sorry. I
Yeah,
think
it's right.
I have confused it with Cyprus.
Yeah, I think you have because Estonia is actually across the Baltics from Finland, and it's right. It's landlocked with Russia. So it's one of so Estonia and Latvia both are right next to Russia. So, but
Yeah, yeah. I was talking about Cyprus.
yeah,
Yeah, I wish I want to travel there too. I want to
uh-huh.
like see the country.
Yeah. I loved Estonia and Latvia. I thought it was really great. So, all right. And Rashid, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
I think you've been to at least one of these countries, right?
One of them is my country where I lived
Yeah.
in. That's the
Yeah.
Netherlands.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Have
In
you
Germany
traveled?
also. Yeah.
Excuse me?
In Germany, I was also in Germany.
Okay. You've been to Netherlands and Germany?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent. All right. All right. Let's go on and bear with me a moment. So these are some idioms about nationalities. Um, we've got let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven of them, and these are actually all pretty much used when we talk about nationalities. Does anyone know what "it's all Greek to me" means?
I don't understand anything of what you're saying. It's all Greek to me. It's like
Okay.
that.
Okay. I was like, oh, you don't understand me.
No, I do understand you, but it's like that. The idiom means that.
Yeah, that's what it means exactly. We use this expression when we cannot understand something we read or hear. Okay. Um, so when you hear something or you read something and you don't understand that, then we would use that expression.
Do you think
Okay.
because the old Greek language had an awkward way of putting out the letters, like it's more of graphic letters.
I think it's because I think it started probably because it didn't have the same type of lettering. Definitely, I think that is exactly why. So, all right, next one, to go Dutch. Does anybody know what to go Dutch means?
Yes,
Means to pay something in half.
Means to what?
To pay for something in halves.
Yes. And in some countries, it's very common to go Dutch, and in some countries, it is not. So, Akos, is it very common to go Dutch in Hungary?
Hungary, yes, it is.
Okay.
It's quite
Uh,
common.
Okay, and how about in Syria? Is it common to go get Dutch there, Mulham?
If it's a group of pals that are hanging out together and going out for to a cafe or a restaurant, it
Mm-hmm.
is the common way to do it. But if it's like someone with his fiance, usually the man is the guy who pay.
Okay,
Or if it's yeah.
so if it's a date.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I lived in Korea where it was not common, and usually when in Korea they say that the oldest person pays or the person who invites pays, depending on the situation. So the next one, Chinese whispers. This is actually a type of game. And this expression is often used to explain mistakes and inaccurate information which comes from rumors or gossip. And I don't really know the origin of it. And this is of the idioms. This is the one I don't use very much. I hear it, but I've never actually used it. So, all right, next one. Dutch courage. Anybody have an idea what Dutch courage is?
I think it has to make with alcohol, I think.
Uh-huh. What do you
So
think?
so when you drink alcohol, then you have some kind of courage, and when you say Dutch courage, I think that courage has come from the influence of courage
Uh-huh.
of
Yes.
alcohol.
Yeah. And this one was actually unfamiliar to me as well, but it totally made a lot of sense. So when you need a little alcohol to give you the courage or confidence to do something, of course, keep in mind some cultures don't even drink alcohol at all, but for the cultures that do, they can call it Dutch courage. So very good. So you've actually heard that one then, Rashid.
Yes, yes, I know it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Pardon my French. I would say of all of these, this one is probably the most common idiom. Does anybody know what that means?
No, no.
No? Okay. So pardon my French is we use this expression before or after we have said something rude. For example, a swear word. So you go to say, you can't think of any other word but a swear word. So you turn to the person and say, pardon my French, and then you say the swear word. So it's,
Ali, it is excuse me
yeah, it's like
or something like that.
excuse me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely like excuse me, but we say pardon my French. And then I watched a movie once where somebody used that, and the person was, "Oh, parlez-vous français?" So because he didn't know the idiom. So the
So
next
he used
one,
it in French, like he said it in French in the movie.
well, in the movie, the guy said, "Pardon my French," and the other man did not know the idiom, so he said, "Oh, parlez-vous français?" And so because he could speak French fluently, so. So it was funny in that movie. But okay, next one, a Mexican standoff. This expression is often used in a business situation when two sides cannot agree. So if you're not having a good experience with negotiations and you're not agreeing, you can call that a Mexican standoff.
Is it
So
always in a business situation, or can you use it in other contexts?
I think you can use it in other contexts as well.
Okay.
So. And then the last one, an Indian summer is used a lot as well. This is a period in late autumn when the weather is unusually warm instead of us is unusually warm. So I would say the ones that I'm familiar with the most and I use is it's all Greek to me. To go Dutch, I use this one constantly. Pardon my French is commonly used, and Indian summer is commonly used. The other four are also used, but it's not used as much. I think Dutch courage is used a lot as well in Europe, but not in the U.S. So, Alexander, I don't have this online. Probably the best to do is take screenshots.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay.
already.
All right. Good. And the reason for that is this is my own personal material, and
No problem. No problem.
thank you. I appreciate that. So, all right, let's go on. So let's discuss. Oh, before we do that, actually, let's practice the idioms. Rashid, can you tell me about in your country? Do you guys go Dutch very often? And by the way, there's two Dutch. do you guys call it go Dutch, or do you go Dutch very often?
No, in my culture, it depends. If I go with Dutch people,
Uh-huh.
then we are going Dutch. But if we are going with our with our same culture, then we are not going Dutch because it's not familiar. It's not how you call that? It's not part of our culture. So
Okay.
it's like South Korea, but not the oldest one pays. But you sometimes sometimes you pay and sometimes the other person pays. No, but if I go
Uh-huh.
with Dutch people, then I go Dutch. But if I go with my own
Own culture.
nationality,
Okay.
with my
And what
own culture,
nationality
then
is that? Can I ask?
from Morocco.
Morocco. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So in the Moroccan culture, you do not go Dutch.
No, no.
Okay.
But with Dutch people, then you because they are before you pay, they say it to you. So they say, okay, everybody is go pay for himself. Okay, it's very clear.
Yeah, it's in the States it's half and half, but my mom loves to go Dutch. So she'll call me up and she'll say, "Holly, let's go to lunch." And then she'll say, "Let's go Dutch," because she doesn't want me to pay. You know, she's 75 years old, and she, I'm going to want to pay for her all the time. And she, no, we're going Dutch. So, all right. Alexander, could you tell us about the last time you needed some Dutch courage? Or do you need Dutch courage?
Actually, never.
Never. Okay, that's right. Because in the last class, you actually said you don't drink alcohol. So that was a bad question.
I in the past I drank. No, well, almost didn't drink.
Okay.
But for courage, I never use alcohol.
Okay. So never for that one. Okay. All right. That's a perfectly good answer. Okay. Cornell, a Mexican standoff. When you were working in logistics or as a buyer, did you ever have a Mexican standoff with a company?
Yes, of course, but Mexican standoff expression is not common in my point of view. Rather than disagree or something like that. So Mexican standoff is not a business language, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I think it depends on the country, probably. So, but you have had this situation though.
Yeah,
where two sides cannot agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for example, negotiation about the price.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And Akos, tell us, when was the last time that Hungary had an Indian summer?
Well, I would say the last time was in about September or October 2014. But actually, we even have an expression for it, a Hungarian expression for it. is the old ladies' summer.
Old ladies' summer?
Yeah, that's how we call the Indian summer.
Oh, wow.
For Russia, it's too.
In Russian, it is as well?
It's like woman's summer.
Huh. Huh.
And it's usually in September, October in Hungary.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. And Moham, can you tell me, in your country, do you often end up hearing about Chinese whispers, or not just your country, but your company or your family?
To explain mistakes and incorrect information, like I didn't fully understand this idiom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I have it in a sentence? I didn't really get my head around it.
Around it, okay. Bear with me. Let me get an example sentence.
Or like, if you can explain it a bit more.
Yeah. So it's basically when they say it's a Chinese whisper. For example, if you hear that your company is going out of if your company is going out of business, then it would be and it's not true, then it would be an example. Chinese whispers, though, is actually a game that people play, and it's in my country we call it telephone. In British English they call it Chinese whispers. And it's where one person will say something to one person, and then by the end of the you say something to one person, then somebody says something to somebody else, and then somebody says something to somebody else, and pretty soon the sentence that the person has said is completely different.
Yes, it is a funny game.
Yeah, we used to call it telephone when I was growing up. So I'm not sure why I actually put this in here about it in idioms. Maybe it's just because it was about nationalities, but it's actually a game where things are where to show people how rumors and gossip can get out of hand.
Okay, yeah, got it. There's
Yeah.
actually we have an example of Chinese whispers in my high school exam. In my last in the final high school exam, it was about the word bomb and bomb.
Bomb and bum?
Once I can't, I need to answer this. The phone is
Okay.
ringing. Sorry,
No
sorry.
worries. Okay. Yeah. All right.
But I think, but can you use Chinese whisper in a sentence? Because
I don't think that's
I
the
don't
thing.
think so,
That's I don't
Yeah.
know. That's
Yeah.
the thing. And I just Googled it as well, and I've only found the game.
Yeah. So I was going to say that we had like an example about the bomb Chinese whispers. It's about the word bomb,
Mhm.
and bomb. So in the
Bomb
book,
and bum?
it is, yeah, bomb. A guy who do not work, just a homeless person. Bomb.
Okay, a bum.
Yeah, a bomb. It's usually used in England, this word, instead of homeless, I guess. Yeah, so it's about that there's a bomb enter a bus, and each passenger who's enter the bus from the back door without the driver noticing him. So the guy who's sitting at the back of the bus tell the guy who's in front of him to tell the next one, tell the and each one will tell the other, tell it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that so by the time the word reach the driver, it will be it's changed from bomb to bomb. So
Oh,
so he thinks that the driver thought that there's a bomb on the bus,
on the
and
bus.
yeah, so they stopped the bus, and there's inquiries and police all over the place. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so I think
Yeah,
it's
how funny. Yeah,
yeah.
that's an example. That is definitely an example of a Chinese whisper. Definitely. So where it just gets out of hand, and then how it's actually used, we wouldn't say, um, you know, like all the rest of them can be used in a sentence where Chinese whisper would be kind of a proper noun where that was a Chinese whisper, or the person is the group is playing Chinese whispers and things like that. That's how it is actually used. Where all the rest of these can be used in the place of an idiom. So I don't actually think this is really an idiom. I found it on a website under idioms. Yes, Mulham, it isn't your Mike. There was some people talking behind you in your room, your family or whoever that was. So, and Cornell didn't realize it was your family. Okay, let's go on to discussions. All right. So let's start with Rashid. So Rashid, you have no, it's Akos. You have lived abroad. So Rashid, have you lived in another country as well? Yeah, you are now. Of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
but outside the Netherlands and my home country, Morocco, I haven't.
You have not. Okay.
No, I haven't.
Okay. So the first question: would you like to work in a tropical country?
Would you like to work in a tropical country? No, because it's too warm for me. I can't stand up the heat so too much.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be for me. No, not in a tropical country. I don't like if it's the whole year very hot and warm.
Mm-hmm.
So no,
No,
I don't like it.
does Morocco get very cold?
I don't know for sure, but no, not. I think not very cold, but
Mm-hmm.
it has its colder periods. I think.
Okay. Okay. So it isn't hot all the time like a tropical
No,
country is.
no.
Okay. Right. Okay. So Rashid, would you choose a question and ask somebody and try to see if you guys can hold a conversation about that question?
Yeah. Akos, would you like to work in Antarctica?
No, not in Antarctica. I would like to work in a tropical country because it's so warm and beautiful, but not in Antarctica. It's too cold.
It's funny how we all have different
Opinions.
preferences. Because I'm like I'd rather work in Antarctica over the tropical countries. So, but Akos, you like warm weather.
Yeah, I do. I prefer warm to cold.
Okay, excellent. All right. And how about you, Rashid? You prefer cold to warm?
I think a mixed temperature. Not
Okay.
always warm, but not always cold. Here in the Netherlands, it's yeah, I think 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's cold and sometimes it's warm. So yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Arcos, can you choose a country? Excuse me, a country. Can you choose a question and ask somebody?
Yes, give me a second.
Okay.
In what country would you like to live and why? Cornell.
Sorry, Akash, could you please repeat the question?
What country would you like to live and why?
Uh, it is a good question. um, I like Spain because we were with my family 2 times, and Catalonia is a very good uh, mm, part of the Spain because this part of Spain is very wealthy, and I very like it. So my answer is Spain.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And how about you, Akos? You've worked in 2 countries already. Where would you like to live and why besides Hungary?
If I have to live abroad, then I would choose a country where I don't have to live too far from my home. So
Mhm.
probably I would choose Austria.
Mhm. So you can be closer to
Yeah,
your home.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So did you like your experience in England, or are you glad you were back?
I spent a really good time in England. I met a lot of friends.
Mhm.
It was really a good 2 years for me, but
Mhm.
I just really wanted to stay closer to my family. That's why I moved back home.
That's exactly my reason as well. I lived in Finland for 11 years, and I lived in South Korea for 2 years,
Mhm.
and I've been back in the States for 5 years, or almost 6 years now. And people ask me, are you going to move abroad again? And at this point, no. I don't even have a passport. I've traveled to many countries, but I don't even have a passport anymore my um, because I want to be close to my family. So.
Mhm.
Holly, may I have a question for you?
Uh-huh.
Why don't have a passport?
Because it expired, and I haven't got a new one. It's funny because I went and got my passport pictures taken, and then I went to fill out the passport in 2008, and then um, uh, what happened was I realized that I had one more year, and then that next year, I guess it was. I guess I did it in 2009, and then in 2009 I moved back to the States, and so I have just never bothered to get a new passport.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, okay, thank you.
yeah. So all right, and Akos, could you choose? No, Cornell, I guess. Cornell, could you choose a question?
Mm, what country would you like to visit?
Rashid.
Rashid. Okay, sorry.
Sorry, which country?
Would you like to visit Rashid?
Yeah, what country do you like to visit? I like to visit Morocco because there are living not not all my relatives, but how you call that? My uncles and my grand parents live there. So when I'm there, then I'm going also to visit them. That's why I like to visit Morocco.
Hmm. So were you raised in the Netherlands then?
Yes, I was here in the Netherlands when I was 2 years old.
Okay.
Dutch is my first language.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I can also speak Morocco, but not so good as my Dutch language.
Mhm. Because and that makes sense.
Mm.
All right. Um, okay, Rashid, could you choose a question and ask either Alexander or Mulham?
Mhm. Um, Moham, what country would you like to work in?
Actually, I'd like there's no specific country that I'd like to work in. I'd like to keep my working international. Like I love to travel between countries and work as like a company representative. So I'll just keep on traveling beyond back and forth between countries. In this way, I'll see more of the world, and I'll like expand my knowledge and clash with different types of cultures, with a variety of cultures.
Yeah. Now, are you one of the people that you're preparing for your MBA?
Actually, not yet, not currently, but after taking the TOEFL test, I might be. Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't. Yeah.
You haven't decided. Okay.
No, I have decided, but I just need to finish working on my English first. Like I have decided to first of all to take my master program, my master's degree in engineering, but then I might go for an MBA because I think
Okay.
it's too early. It's too early
Too
for
early
me
to know. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, because I think with those kind of degrees, you actually have the ability to do a lot of international travel, possibly, depending on the job that you get. So, awesome. So, Cornell is asking, Moham, what kind of language is in the background?
It's Arabic.
Arabic.
Arabic, yeah.
It was a funny question.
What?
No, it's okay. It's my parents just talking.
No problem.
My sister is coming here, and so we are having a get together.
Family get together. That's awesome. All right. Okay. So the next, so Malham, could you ask Alexander a question?
Sure thing. Okay. Would you like to go and live in another country? And if yes, why?
Yes, I would like to live in another country, but maybe not the whole life. Maybe 5 or 10 years. It would be a great experience. I like to meet other culture, and that's why I learn English.
Mm-hmm. What country would you like to travel to or go to? Or do you know yet?
I would choose English-speaking country, and it would be maybe Canada, Australia, or maybe UK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. So, and I think it's actually quite easy. Yeah, it's easier to go to Canada, actually, I think, but I'm not sure.
Easier than what?
Well, easier than my country or the UK, but I'm not sure. So, all right, let's go to the next page. Alexander, could you choose a question? And ask somebody.
What countries would you not like to visit and why? Cornell.
In fact, I wouldn't like to visit East Ukraine because there is a war conflict between Ukraine and Russia. So it is my response for your question. East Ukraine, yeah.
And how about you, Alexander?
I would the all country where the war conflict take place now.
Okay, any
because
country where
it's
there's
logically
war.
it's not safe for you.
Yeah. I saw an article earlier today, and now I wish I would have remembered. I would have kept it, saved the URL. But it was the 21 countries nobody ever travels to. It was interesting. It was in my Facebook feed, and I didn't actually read it, but I wish I would have now. So anyway, Cornell, not Cornell. Yeah, both of you. Cornell, could you ask somebody a question?
Yes, I will choose one of them. Uh, mhm. For Rashid, which country gets the most snowfall and why?
Which country gets the most snowfall and why? Um, I think the Scandinavian countries. I think Sweden or Norway because um, and yes, because they are very cold, and I think there are, yeah, I think there are most snowfall. But why? I don't know why, but because maybe because they are in the north, so in the north part of the world. So maybe that's the reason. I don't know. I think Sweden, Norway, and that kind of countries.
Okay. Okay. And have you traveled up there before?
No, no.
Okay.
But that's not for me. That's not a country, and it's not very attractive country for me because there's always cold and snow. I don't like that. I want a mixed. I want a mixed temperature. So
Mhm.
sometimes warm, sometimes cold, and not always dark. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Could you ask somebody else a question, please?
Sorry. Oh,
Could you ask somebody else a
oh,
question?
me. Okay. Um, Mulan, what country would be fun to work in?
I think any country that has a work policy uh, that compels all the workers to work less than 8 hours. So I'm not sure yet. I haven't done like I usually whenever I'm going to do something, I do some research about it. So I haven't done any research about the working hours of different countries around the world, around the
Mm-hmm.
globe. But I think any countries that respect a human being should let him work for only 6 to 8 hours max, because anything more than that is like affecting his productivity and uh, on personal level. Like if you are working for 6 hours, you can uh, at the same time study
Mm-hmm.
anything. Like you can get advanced in the academic level, in the academic field,
Mm-hmm.
or study another language. Like I believe in polyglots. I love learning like 10 or 15 languages maybe by the time I reach my 60s. So I think any job that will entail me to work more than 8 hours or 6 hours will be a hustle for me. Will be
Mm-hmm.
hard for me. Yeah, because I won't have that extra time for learning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So first of all, you believe in a work-life balance, and you also believe in what's called lifelong learning.
Lifelong.
Lifelong learning.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So are there countries though that where employees can work between 6 and 8 hours? Because I think most of them are eight hours, aren't they? Does anyone
Uh,
know?
yeah,
It's not in the Netherlands, I think.
Yeah, I think I know in Finland it was 8 hours. In Korea it was like 12. So in the
Oh my God.
U.S. it depends on the job, but it's usually eight at minimum on up. So um, there's a lot of Americans that don't understand what work-life balance is. How about in Hungary, guys? Akos, do people have a good work-life balance in Hungary?
Well, in Hungary, people are happy if they can find a job. So
Okay, so it's a big unemployment issue right now then.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. How about in Russia, Alexander?
Uh, it only depends on work, but mostly, not mostly. It's often hard to keep well balance or to keep work-life balance.
So it is important. Do most
I
people
think,
work 8 hours
I
at
think,
least?
yeah, I think I just want to add something, Holly. I think working as a freelancer would also be sufficient for me. Yeah, for if you are working like a freelancer, you won't be obliged in a working hours. Like you don't have to work daily for 8 hours or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it does depend on the contract, but I do agree with you. Um, uh, as a currently doing freelance work right myself, it's my experience. I personally I work about 8 hours, but it depends on the day as well. Sometimes I work 2, sometimes I work 10. So yeah, so you can schedule it yourself, which is really nice. So all right, Mulham, could you choose a question and ask?
What countries in Europe have you visited? Oh no, 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 we have passed this. We have done this one before
Yeah,
in the warm up.
yeah.
What countries would you like to travel for a vacation?
Okay. And who are you asking?
I think Akos or Alexander is the have. Which one didn't answer yet? Which one didn't have a chance to participate? Is it Alexander or Akos? Not
Alex,
sure.
I think Alexander, have you spoken about this page?
Uh, no, no,
Okay.
no.
Then
So what?
I'll ask Alexander.
Okay.
So what?
For vacation,
Yeah.
I would like to travel in Mexico.
Mexico.
Yes,
Okay.
for vacation it's Mexico.
Huh? And why is that?
I like the ancient civilization. I saw many documentary about it, and I very liked. And
Okay.
I would love to visit
hmm
Mexico.
Okay. So you saw many documentaries instead of
Documentaries,
documentaries. Documentaries.
documentaries,
Yeah.
documentaries.
Excellent. All right. Um. Okay. Rashid, question for you. Is your country the best place for you to live?
The best place for me to live.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very happy with my country, but I don't know if it's the best place. But I think it's a good place. So there was a research with in I don't know which I don't know what the source was, but they had a list of the top 10 from
Mhm.
the most happy persons in which country,
Mhm.
and the Netherlands was in the top 3.
I actually have a lesson that I did on that. We read through this article and in this lesson and um, here at Verbling I did it once, or I think I've done it once. We read through this article and the Netherlands was definitely the top on the top. So
Yeah.
um,
But I think it becomes there is a good work and private balance. So also in the Netherlands, you have to work 8 or 9 hours per day, but they pay a lot of attention where you can do your work. So you can do your work at home, or of course it depends on the job that you have. But I can mostly do my work from home or from another place, and work not in the days but in the evening. So there is a good balance, I think. I'm
And I
very happy
think
with that.
I think one of the things about countries that have a good work-life balance is if somebody goes on vacation, they go on vacation. I know in my country, if somebody goes on vacation, they feel like they have to check their email, or they feel like they have to check into the office, and they know they need to know what's going on before they uh, you know.
But it's also the case by me.
So
So I also if I have vacation, I also want to check my emails and
do you? Okay.
yeah.
But it's not that you don't feel pressured by your company to, do you?
No. I only want to know what's going on,
Mhm.
and I have an iPhone where I get all
Mhm.
my emails, so I can check from every place when I have nothing to
Mhm.
do. Then it's not always good because my wife is sometimes complaining.
Mhm.
Says to me,
Yeah.
you're always looking your email or you're always busy. But it's not for me. It's not a pressure for me. But I do it
Mhm.
because I like it. I like to
Mhm.
do it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Okay. All right. Next question. Akos, what is special about your country?
Wow, that's a hard question.
Your family's there?
Yeah,
Everything.
my family
Every,
is here, my friends are here.
Yeah, that's what I would say about my country. So that's where I live.
But really, I can't say anything else. That's all.
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
I would like
Cornell,
to
you
add.
can add a little.
Yeah, Hungarian cuisine is very unique. It is very spicy, and Hungarian language is also very hard to learn it. So there are many special in the in Hungary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, comparing it to other countries. Yeah,
So the
that's all.
Hungary.
I definitely agree with Ako's statement that it is a very hard question.
It is okay. Okay, excellent. All right. Well, everyone, I hope that you guys learned some new words and phrases. Don't forget to play Chinese whispers with your teenagers. So, and I hope you all have a great day. And I will be teaching one more class. If you want to stick around, you're welcome to. Otherwise, hope to see you in another class someday. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.